And this is Majin. Here's my comic pulls for January 24th, 2018. First up is Fairy Tail. This is the final volume, number 63. I'm still behind, so I need to catch up, but I am definitely looking forward to finishing this story out. Next up is The Legion, volume 1. Now, this is not like the beginning of like a new Legion series type thing. It's a trade that is somewhere in the middle, and it's just picking up a, I guess you could say popular type story or arc. Overall, I mean, I just kind of wanted something different, and it was an impulse, and I was like, it's the Legion. I remember reading some of the Legionnaires and books, and I was like, okay, I'll just pick it up. Next up is Jack Kirby Demon, the Demon. Now, Demon is one of my favorite characters, and I figured, I've never really read any of the Jack Kirby ones. He created the character, and I've read the stuff after this. So I figured, what? It's about time I finally picked this up, and this is another one that I'm looking forward to reading. Alright, first up is Jughead the Hunger, number 3. Now, I really do like the Afterlife with Archie story, our storylines, with the zombies with Archie, Sabrina the Witch. But Jughead the Werewolf just isn't... I don't know, there's just something about it that isn't as special, I guess you can say. The art is just okay, and then, it's... To me, it's kind of like they went to the well one too many times, and I think some of the I guess you can say maybe the quality, or maybe it's just the fact that I've gotten used to the fact of these twisted type stories. It's not as interesting to me. I mean, I'm still going to get it, but for now, it's one of those, it's the last thing to read in the stack type thing. All right, Batman Detective Comics, 973. Killer Clay. This is the Fall of the Batman. Now, there's not really anything, when I want to say majorly good. It's just like an average read. And part of the reason why I'm saying it's average is because we've already seen giant monster rampaging through Gotham. So I'm kind of like going, what's so special about this story now? It's just now you have a supervillain who's just acting, way too an emotional crybaby, lashing out, and he's just destroying things, trying to kill Batman. But I will say this: the last page was a surprise. All right, Doomsday Clock, number 3. All right. I realize that part of my opinion is being overly critical, because I think there's probably something really good that's going on here. My problem is I'm not able to get into the story. I think part of the problem is it's I get a little bit and then you wait a long time, and then you get a little bit more and you wait a long time. I kind of want to just read everything from start to finish. So I think once this is done, that's when I think I'm going to appreciate it. Overall, it is pushing the story into some interesting places. You have, I guess you can say you have the one meeting that people were waiting for the longest time, Rorschach and Batman. And it's just kind of, well, I see the end result of that being what Batman would do. Part of it just seemed kind of underwhelming. And I think part of that is because in my head at least, I expected something bigger and grander. And, I guess you could say kudos to Jeff Johns for coming up with something different. And that part's fine. And again, this goes back to I kind of want to see more, and that's why I think I'm not giving this book the proper justice it deserves. And I think, like I said, unfortunately, that's a lot of episodes. Or she said I'm gonna have to wait. But I think once it's all said and done, I'm going to really enjoy this. But who knows? Maybe also somewhere in the middle, I might just pick it up and everything clicks perfectly. So, I don't know. We'll see. Because I really hate being down on it, because it's actually fairly decent. Damage number 1. Now, this came out last week. I haven't read it yet, but I am looking forward to it. I mean, it's basically DC's version of the Hulk. So, we'll see how this goes. And I don't mean that quite literally. It's their version of the Hulk. There's more to it than just that. He just kind of looks like a Hulk-type character. Exo Man of War number 11. And finally, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern Corps 37. Now, this is another impulse buy. And the reason why it's an impulse is because it's basically Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and Kyle versus Zod. Now, I think my struggle, and keep in mind, I'm sure many people are going to be quite happy with it, but my struggle is the fight basically went exactly as you would expect. It's, like Hal Jordan, like just imagine somebody throwing a rubber ball, like they're standing in front of a speeding semi, and they're throwing a rubber ball at it, and they're trying to stop it. And that's what this fight is. Now, is that fight accurate? Yes, it is. That is exactly what you would expect. You'd expect Hal to just charge forward, and then Zod just to step out, just crush him. And that's exactly what happens. So, on that level, I'm quite satisfied. On another level, it's, I don't know, I think, again, going back to other books, it's, in my head, I get this idea of what this battle could be. Especially with, the rings and what you can do with the rings. So I'm thinking, possibilities, what could happen. And then all we get is this charge forward. So that's where I struggle with it. But this is classic what should have happened. So that's why I can't really fault it that much. And since this is just the opening story, I fully realize that there's more to it. So even though I'm kind of being kind of down, it's just a temporary down. I'm probably actually going to get the next issue, because it wasn't that bad at all. Even though I'm sounding negative, I still kind of enjoyed it. I am actually really looking forward to see how this conflict actually resolves, because I really do like the idea of another hero fighting a major Superman villain. I think overall we're going to see a different take of the battle, especially since Zod has more, he's got his little family type thing. And I think that's going to could potentially be a lot more interesting than Superman fighting, because they're going to have to come up with like new and unique ways to overcome it. So from that standpoint alone, it has my interest. So we'll see. We'll see how everything plays out. Hopefully for the best. Anyways, we have Monster Hunter coming out tomorrow, or midnight release, and we have Dragon Ball Fighter Z. So I expect many of you to be playing video games all weekend long. If you are looking for something different, something unique, if you have a PlayStation 4, I would recommend Yakuza 0. There's a mini game where you run a hostess club, and you have to take over different territories of the different clubs in the area. And when you take over the clubs, you get what you would consider their number one girl, the platinum girl, because they arrange everything by platinum, gold, silver, and bronze in terms of the quality of the girl. And when you get them, You get to do special training with them, which is basically talking to them and getting to know them. You get to go maybe karaoke. You get to do pool, darts. There's pool darts, dance contest, and depending on how well you do, you get you level them up, and then you get to dress them up, hair, makeup, nails, accessories, dress, and they all fall in love with you, of course, because you are the best, and you're so nice to them, and then you actually run an evening where customers come in and you assign them to girls and they talk type thing, and you get lots of money. And the best part is you can use that money to funnel it to another character, main character that's a different storyline. So it's the best game. And I've spent many hours playing this mini game because it is the greatest thing. I just can't. I mean, it sounds so stupid, but let me tell you, there is nothing like this. It's the greatest. Highly recommend it. You will spend hours. Once you get to that part, you will literally stop. I have a girl, at part of my quest, she has been stuck in a warehouse, blind. She's blind. She has not eaten in months. In theory, months, based on how many times I've opened the club. And but of course, once I go back to the main quest and it starts over, like it was like just been minutes type thing. And I keep getting reminders, hey, I might want to go back to my quest, but no, I just go back and I open my club and I talk to the girls. They look at you and they smile and they say how wonderful you are, and then you make money. You put them to work and you make money. Best game ever. Anyways, let me know what you guys picked up, what you guys are looking forward to reading the most. Let me know if you're picking up one of the two big video game releases. I'm getting both. So you may not, I don't know if I'm going to have time to read book comics or anything. But we'll see. And we'll have more stuff later, like and share. And until next time.